Well, that was Tell Me More by Shamrock. Right, we're going to get right into it straight away. We're not messing about. I've got Andy and Nat here today. And so now look, staying fit and healthy isn't just about lifting weights or going for a run. It's a bit of a mindset, lifestyle, and find something that works for you long term. Andy and Nat are here from More Than Muscle, a local coaching and fitness business helping people build strength, confidence, and better habits, whether you're a complete beginner or someone who's looking to push to the next level. Andy, Nat, great to have you on the show. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, really good. Thanks for having us.
That's all right. So, More Than Muscle. Okay, what a great name. So who thought of it? Oh. Who's taking credit for that one?
No, well,
there's a story.
Andy, that's all Andy. We were on a sunbed in Cyprus.
Of course.
And Andy just said, "Oh, More Than Muscle, Nat. Like that's the name for it. That's what we need to go with." When we started our business about 10 years ago. And he called the accountant right there and then on sunbed.
Really?
And we registered the business.
That's how you did it?
That's how I've done it, man.
And we were actually going to change the name when we recently opened our own gym. We were going to change the name and we brainstormed for ages and we thought, should we change it? And we thought, we can't. We love it. So,
you're committed.
Yeah, we are.
So you did this 10 years ago. So what was the journey? What happened? What did you decided on a sunbed that you're going to open up a gym or work in fitness industry? Where did it all start?
Well, I've been coaching for about 2 decades now, and Nat's joined me along the way. Obviously, we're husband and wife as well, so we're fairly integrated with stuff. But we've always had a vision of creating a space for people to basically improve their health, fitness, strength, happiness. And, when you think about this day and age with the world of AI, online, human connection has always been a big part of what we do. So, 10 years ago, we were like, we're going to get going with personal training. We're going to do what we're doing together as a brand.
Yep.
And one day we're going to open a gym. And thankfully enough, 6 weeks ago, we finally did it.
So hold on, let's rewind back. That was 10 years ago. So when you decided you're going to be More Than Muscle and you're on this amazing beach in Cyprus, chilling and enjoying it, and you ring the accountant saying, we're going to set up a company. What did you do when you came back? Did you start training people or did you start working somewhere else? How did it all sort of develop?
Yeah, I just got qualified as a personal trainer. Always been into fitness, but thought, I don't know if I can actually become a personal trainer, although I'm into it. But yeah, I did. And yeah, like you said, we set up the company and then we went back to London, got off the sun lounges, went back to London, and we started subletting gyms and studios around London. So that's how we built our the main base of our business, was just doing one-to-one sessions in and around different studios within London.
Right.
And we did that for, I would say, I don't know, 2-3 years together. And then we decided to then move our personal training business to Guildford.
Right, okay.
And we thought, why not? There's clientele in Guildford, surely.
Yeah.
Why are we coming up to London every day?
So you had a fixed base, so to speak.
Yeah. So we ended up. So I stayed in London, and Andy came down to Guildford and started to build business down in Guildford, and that was just before the lockdown of 2020. So we did that in a really good time, and then we just moved the whole business online for a couple of years.
It's a crazy time, right? It was different. I was writing for fitness magazines, I was writing for the Spectator Health, I was writing for the Daily Mail, I was writing for publications. And when you think about now, social media, as we were talking about with Cam, it was a totally different landscape. I'm really happy that we started in London. We met clientele that were really busy, really time poor. Currency's not just money, it's time.
Yep.
We learned so much about the population. I think that's what's helped us come here in Surrey, in Guildford, and kind of meet people on a different side of the commuter belt.
Yeah.
As Nat said, the COVID, the pandemic has changed everything. You got people working from home now, and we didn't even plan. You speak about business plans, writing things down on paper. We didn't have a plan or nothing. We were just we're going to open a gym, we're going to do this our way.
Okay.
And it's kind of we've learned along the way. There's been mistakes. Everything's been self-funded. That's why it's taken 10 years. But I think it's given us a level of maturity to have like a good landscape now, pushing forwards.
Yeah.
Because we lived it. That's the big thing.
So going back to when you qualified, how long does that process take to qualify as a personal trainer? I mean, can I buy an online course and do it in 10 days?
Yeah, you literally could. You could. And I think it's kind of like your driving test. Like you do your driving test and then you actually learn when you're on the road after you've passed. And I do think that with personal training qualifications as well, you kind of, it is just tick boxes and it's very generic. You can get that done in like minimal time. Like this time next month, you could join us and be a personal trainer if you like.
Yeah, challenge not accepted.
It's crazy, right? Because we've had employees for the last 5 years now, and we believe once you've hit your 1,000 hours, that's when the penny drops a little bit, and there's no better time than just getting your hands on the tools and feeling it, and that's when the tick box stuff starts making sense.
Yeah. So you've been in the fitness industry and doing what you're doing. Before we go into your new gym and what you do, how did lockdown affect your plans? How did it all? What happened when you've got this great idea? Guildford's the way. You're going to do it. What happened? What did you do? What were the biggest challenges?
Well, overnight we moved to home training because the gyms were one of actually the first things that closed.
Yep.
So we were like, that's okay. We'll just come to your house.
Yeah.
So we went to everyone's houses, and then it was literally a few days later that they said, nope, you're not even allowed to do that. So we just shifted everything online, and everyone bought dumbbells, bands, everything that they could kind of grab.
Get their hands on Amazon.
Yeah, and you know what? Some people really dialed in to their fitness goals, and because there was nothing really else to do. They didn't have to go out for client meetings. They didn't have to travel. They just kind of spent time at home and worked out. And it was a weird time, but it was also like quite a reflective time for us. Like it was quite a change within our business. Our business had to then move online, and it still works a lot online.
Was it? I mean, people say move your business online. How easy was it to get people to move online? Because you guys, you can get, social media, you know how to get online. Did you find it a challenge getting other people online?
I'll tell you what, it was like a false economy as such. I think a lot of people thought, oh yeah, we've nailed online. This is easy.
Yeah.
I've got loads of clients, so I'm not going to do any physical work anymore. I'm just going to remain online. We found it really easy because no one had a choice. Like it was either you don't train, you get out of health, and now you've got an economic crisis and a health crisis, or you just crack on and do with what you can
within the tools and within what you've got. Right?
I think I bought a pair of Bowflex dumbbells. Those ones that have all the weights in one.
And you turn the thing. Yeah.
I bought those like maybe 2 weeks before lockdown because I wasn't serious. I was like, this ain't that. This is nothing. This is just a cold, whatever. And I think I bought them for like £100. And I made like a video on like what the best bit of kit would be if you had home training, and it kind of got good traction. And I wasn't really paying attention to it. And then like 2 weeks later or whatever, they were going for like £400 because people had supply and demand.
Yeah.
And so I think what it's taught us is like, you need to stay fluid. You need to have degrees of pivot. And, it's allowed us now to have an online arm because we were able to grow it, make systems and do the right things then. But I think for a lot of people, it's also made them like, believe that online is the only way and the only thing they do, and you're seeing a lot of online trainers struggling now because actually people are just craving a hug, craving some human connection, getting out of their own you've got so many people working from home at the moment and they're putting weight on because they haven't got the step count that they used to have commuting to work. So it's changed a lot.
You were based in Guildford and you then decided to take a leap and open your own studio gym based in Send.
Yeah.
How was that journey?
Well, we used to live on that road.
Oh, did you?
During lockdown, we literally lived, and we used to walk up and down that road and look at those units and go, one day. And I don't know, maybe like 6 months ago, I just messaged the landlord. I took a punt on it. I was like, what's going on with them units? And they're like, we want a gym. I was like, cool, let's talk. And then everything kind of snowballed. So again, it was one of those things. Yeah, we've always wanted a gym.
No, but like rolling back, we've looked at so many units and so many places to have a gym, and nothing's really been quite right. There's lots of things that you have to consider. You have to look at people commuting? Is there parking? What's the listing? The music, like where people are playing the music, how loud it can be. Like there's so many things that you have to look at when you're opening the gym, and it's just never really been quite right.
Right, but you're not just a regular gym, right?
No.
So it's not like you're a gym, like a high street gym, and people pay £10 or £100 or even more and sign up and rock up and turn up and do what they want to do. You're different, right? So why and how are you different?
We're a coach-led gym.
Okay.
Everything we've always done is one-to-one based. Now, the reason why we wanted to open a gym is so that we can serve more people. And the thing that we're really running here is small group personal training.
Right.
Around 6 to 8 people per session. And yeah, everything's instructor based. What we want is that we're building such a community where, you know, you're rocking up to your gym, the facility's great, the kit's good, the instructors are going to take you to where you need to get to in terms of the goal and the destination.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like not a private members club, but you know everyone there. Everyone knows you by name. It's not like a free for all where madnesses are happening.
Yep.
I'm sure everyone's got a story at a gym. But yeah, it's all, it's appointment based. We're going to help you. You're with an instructor. You're not left to your own devices. That's the main premise of the gym.
Okay, so let's say I want to come and join your gym. So so I become a member. Mm-hmm. Do I have X amount of classes I can come and join?
Yeah.
And use the facilities, and then obviously I can also opt for one-to-one training. Mm-hmm. And how do you how involved do you get with someone who wants to train?
Very, like the whole thing's an involvement based thing. Like that's the whole point, is that we're going to walk you through everything. We're with you in the journey. The idea is that you pay your membership fee and you can train with us anywhere between 3 and 4 times a week. So ultimately what we're saying is you don't need a gym. You're coming to us, we've got you covered. If you're training 3 to 4 times a week with the designated sessions that we have that will drive you towards your goal, you're basically okay. You don't need to think. We do the thinking, you come do the training, and then you can integrate with the rest of the community that are also doing the thing. We've been quite cute on the timetable. We've got data over the last 10, 20 years.
Yeah, when they want to train.
Exactly.
Yeah,
timings,
also of what people want, like where areas that they want to work. So we've got small group personal training, which is like full body work. And then we've got our build sessions as well. So they're slightly tougher. They're working like the full muscle group, so upper body, and then you'll be working lower body. And then we've also got our strength sessions as well, which again does what it says on the tin. We're really working on strength, so we break down a particular movement and we work really hard on that. And then we've got our Super Saturdays, which is like a big conditioning group. So
you cater something for a individual, but based on what they want to achieve.
Yeah.
With the people that you're seeing today, what sort of what's the goal? What's the common goals, would you say? Is it losing weight? Is it strength? Is it building muscle? Is it being healthy? What's the common? What's most people come and say, look, I need to do this.
Yeah, that's a great question. Like, obviously, we're getting inquiries coming in. I'm talking to a lot of them on the sales side of things, and everyone's like, I want to lose weight. I want to get stronger. I've just had a baby. I need to get back into things. I've got niggles, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? The biggest thing that we've seen over the last 10 is that most people are motivated. They want to make a change. They just don't have any momentum. And so what we're trying to bring to the table here is a frequency model. You get so many touch points, with one-to-one. People are paying a premium price and they might see you 1 time a week and then they've got to go to the gym and do their homework. We're taking that away. And yes, they're going to lose weight. Yes, they're going to build muscle. Yes, they're going to get stronger, feel happier, confident, all those things, and be a part of something. But actually, the major thing here is we're bringing them momentum. They're getting so much frequency. And as soon as it integrates into your life, you start seeing people asking for more.
Right.
So that's the
endorphin kick,
right?
Exactly,
man.
And I also think as well, like as we've been doing personal training over the years, the interest in strength training has actually increased quite a lot. Like 10 years ago, you wouldn't get people coming in unless you were a guy saying, I want to get stronger. Now we get everyone coming in who they want to learn how to strength
I was going to say, it's not, and this is the reality of it. Many years ago, you wouldn't find women in the weights area. You just wouldn't. They wouldn't be doing squats. They wouldn't be doing certain exercises. They wouldn't even dream of going in that area. It's a very male-dominated area. But like you said, today, lots of women want to use weights.
Yeah.
They want to push weights and do that. So what's one of the most common mistakes people make when they're starting their fitness journey? What's one of the main things they make?
When you say yours, I say mine.
I would say they do everything all at once, and then in 4 weeks' time, they don't do anything.
We're talking about January, are we, by any chance?
Yeah, January after Easter and September are usually like the peak times for people to do that.
Just go in too heavy, too hard.
Yeah.
Yes, potentially like fatigue or get injured, or just think that health and fitness generally is actually really, really hard and it's not for them.
Yeah.
When actually it is for everyone. It's just their approach doesn't fit where they are or their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Andy?
I'm going to get technical now. There's a residual fatigue line that goes alongside training more. And when you haven't trained before, you don't understand that. So like you just said.
So expand on that, explain that.
So like, if you go and train today,
Yeah.
you also get a little bit tired because you trained, right?
Yeah.
The more you do it, there's this line of fatigue that comes alongside that, right? If you don't manage that, then that's where you hit the wall, right? It's like driving your nice car with the pedal to the metal. You're going to hit the wall pretty soon. So as Nat said, it's like going all out in your first session. It's like, what you really need is this frequency where you're getting touch points. There's more in the tank each time, and you're actually looking forward to coming back. And that's how it snowballs, and that's how you start getting that degree of progress. And then you ask for more.
Yeah, people actually think that they need to do a lot more to get results than they actually need. Like, it doesn't actually take training every day or 4 times a week. It definitely
doesn't take that much.
No.
Now, one of the questions I had, which I'm going to answer for you because this is from my personal experience, and this is the question was, how important is coaching compared to going to the gym on your own? And I'm going to answer this for you simply because of my own personal experience. So I took advice in August based on me, my body, my age, my physique, and the advice and the techniques that I learned just in that very short time by coaching was 10 to 1. Honest to God, I genuinely learned so much and gained so much knowledge from coaching, because there are people out there, and you probably have this within the community that you're building. There's people that are motivated to train. And and I see people in the gym, they'll go every day, every time, they'll be doing the same sort of stuff, day in, no change. Zero change. They're going, well, my diet's good, I'm here every day, I'm doing this and I'm doing, no change. Okay. And you probably have this as well, because you're there as people that can give advice on individuals in what they need to tweak and change as an individual. And I think that's important because there's certain things that a 20-year-old can do as exercises that you'd be happy giving him to do and loading up the weight potentially or not, and something different for a 40 plus, 50 plus person. Would you agree with that? Is that
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, again, we spoke off cam. You said, when I want to learn something, I go to the top first, and it tells me everything, right? It's probably the same with your coaching. You went to someone decent, they taught you, and you saw bang for your buck. Now you have the tools to take things forward.
Yeah.
So I think coaching is great, but one thing that myself and Nat have learned, and all the coaches that we've worked with have learned, it's like the readiness of the customer and what level they come in at. It's like, some people are not ready to be coached. They need to be taught rather than coached.
Yeah.
Or some people have been coached in a certain way, and it's like, how do you break through some of the barriers of maybe some of the rubbish that they've been taught, or some of the belief systems that they have? Because fitness is one of those things, man. There's so much belief system behind a lot of the stuff, or as we say, bro science.
Bro science, I like that.
Science, and all this pseudoscience that goes along with like fitness. I think that's the hardest thing. So finding someone who, I think,
and you pick up bad habits, right? Because I bet if all of us went and took our driving test again, we'd struggle, right? Because you pick up bad, that's what happens, right? You become comfortable in what you're doing, and it makes a difference. Do you work with complete beginners when they're come to you as a training?
Everything. We work with everything.
Yeah.
We've done, athletes. We've done low-level celebs. We've done
Low-level
I wouldn't say I've done any A-listers yet, but sportsmen.
There's time yet.
The majority of the stuff that we've done is general pop. That's the main bulk of the work. That's the mass. And I think any personal trainer that's not willing to work with the general pop is kind of missing the forest between the trees, or the trees between the forest, whatever you want to say.
Yeah. So when training, that's one part of it. diet, nutrition, mindset, what percentage is where? What in your head?
Well, I think the biggest key here is like, what can you stick to?
Right.
Firstly, what's your work-life balance like? What's your stress level like? And equally, you're only as good as the sleep that you get, and that can vouch for that right now. With the
You've got a little one, haven't you? Right.
But yeah, definitely nutrition and lifestyle is a big part of it. I mean,
I would say there can't be really a split. Like a lot of people say it's 80% diet and it's 20% exercise. Whereas I think if you're doing 80% diet and you're not getting that 20% exercise right, the whole thing goes out the window.
Yeah.
I do think there needs to be an even split between your mindset, your nutrition and your training, and looking at like a holistic approach. Because if any of those are out, it just one of the other things just like fall off. It doesn't really work.
Yeah, but I mean, when you there's certain people that will happily go to the gym. They don't need any motivation. They're there. They do what and they'll consistently go there. Do you find that is still the case today in a lot of the people that you see? Are they happy to come and be consistent?
Oh, some people, every time that they come, I know that they're not gym people.
Yeah.
I know that they don't like it, but they sometimes just close their eyes, book onto the group session, turn up, they train hard, they know that they're going to get good stuff from us, they know they're going to get good coaching, they know they're going to be motivated through it, and that's it. They've done and they feel so good when they've done it, but not everyone is going to always enjoy and love exercise, but I'm sorry, it's something that everyone needs to do.
I do think like good coaching can help people love it, because you give them good tangibles, understanding on
Community.
why you're doing stuff. Like if you're anything like me, if I don't know why I'm doing it, I can't be bothered.
How important is this community that you're trying to build,
It's everything.
or you've built?
Yeah. Community is everything. It gets you out of bed in the mornings, and then make sure that you get to the gym after work. Like it does, it just gives you that extra push, which you don't have when you're just doing it alone.
So if people are listening and they're still a bit nervous about going to the gym, because there are people out there that are a bit conscious, what sort of advice would you give them to sort of baby step them in? What would you say? Come and see you, have a chat. What do you think?
I think the first thing is realise that everyone's been through that.
Yeah.
So it's understand that no one's in there. We kick people out if they got ego. So there's no one in there that's going to be like, looking at you in a funny way or whatever. But as Nat says, come in, say hello, like break down as many barriers as you want. Don't even train. Come in, say hello, see who we are, have a coffee. See, like, most people in there are general pop. They were like you. They've walked in your shoes. They're still walking in your shoes.
Yeah.
And most of the time when people come in, they're like, oh, it wasn't like that big warehouse gym or that big like bodybuilding gym that I had in my head. It's completely different, that's why we've opened the 4 walls, we've opened it to be like that.
Yeah, and also you can just give us a call as well. Like we're happy to chat to you over the phone, to get you to come down and have a little look.
And just see and just chat, because that's half the challenge, isn't it? It's just, you're a bit nervous. And I can imagine, when you're going into a gym and you sort of look around and it's great, and then you sort of, am I doing this correctly and am I not doing this correctly? I mean, I'm a big advocate for getting the right advice for you, for your individual body type, shape, and what your goals are. So if they want to get and talk to you, how do they get hold of you? What's the best way? Instagram, Facebook, website?
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram. It's More Than Muscle UK, or our website as well, morethanmuscle.co.uk. It's got all of our information on there, or you can just Google us as well. We'll come up. You can see our reviews. Yeah.
And you know what? We made a massive point over the last 2 years to do a podcast.
Okay.
At the end of the day, like you say, it's like you might not be able to come down, but listen to us. You'll see some depth behind what we do, what we've done in the past, who we've served, and hopefully you just like our flavour. The main thing here with the community is, do you like our flavour? Do you like the flavour of the community? The most proud thing that me and Nat have at the moment is that we now have a space where people can integrate. We did an opening day where we brought all our customers down who have been with us for 5, 10, whatever years, and none of them knew each other because it was all one-to-one. They're all disconnected. It was great to house them together. And just 6 weeks time, like we've had 6 weeks, and we can see everyone knitting together, and it's powerful. And you're like, can you imagine what this is going to be like in 6 months, in like a year's time? So yeah, phenomenal is the word.
Yeah. So are you still offering online training? Are you still offering one-to-one online training?
Yes, yeah, we do offer online training. That's just like the other arm of our business.
So someone who can't physically come to you,
Yes.
you would still offer that
Yeah.
facility of one-to-one online training?
Yeah, so there's kind of two ways in which we do that. Let's say somebody has the motivation to go to the gym, but they're not too sure of what to do.
Yep.
Then we can offer online programming, so they can then get their program via our app, and they can follow it like that if they can't come to our facility.
Yep.
And then we also offer like nutritional management, everything like that as well.
Oh, okay, so you do that as well. So
Yes.
for online training, you will. So correct me if I'm wrong. So if I said to you, I'm going to do online training with you, you would then explain to me what I need to do and what days. Is that sort of what is it?
It starts with an assessment. Everything with us starts with an assessment.
Okay.
Like if you're in person, we'll do like a full body screening to see how you're moving.
Yeah.
If it's online, we'll send some documents and some video analysis things that we want you to do, and then that gives us the tools to be bespoke. It then goes on to a training app where we write your programs. That's where we basically house your data. We synchronize that with your nutrition. It gives us tracking, and in this day and age, everyone's got a smartwatch. It syncs in. We get all their like sleep data. If you've got a Whoop, it'll tell us whether you should be training or not, and all this kind of stuff. And then each month we progress your work, and we progress it based off data. So as Nat said, if you're someone who goes to the gym a lot and you don't need that guidance and motivation, you just need a program to follow where the normative data is going to get you there. Then the online arm is a great way to do it.
And then you look at nutrition as well.
Yeah.
The whole thing. You mentioned smartwatches and Whoop. In your, what are you a fan of because there's quite a few products out there.
Yeah.
Whoop seems to be making a lot of noise out there at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your?
I think Whoop's, in my opinion, Whoop's been the most accurate one that I've seen.
Because you have to wear that all day, every day, right?
Yeah.
All day, night.
Same
the
with
whole lot.
the Aura ring.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they're just as equally accurate?
I haven't tested them back to back.
Right. Okay.
But what I would say is the heart rate variability scores that they give are pretty good.
Right.
The only thing now in this day and age, it's like your heart rate variability is red. You shouldn't train today. I mean, how many times have you felt like you shouldn't be training? But they're the days that get you through. Like get in the gym, do your stuff,
and within 10-15 minutes
and
you're on
good.
it.
And it's like that's the danger with this side of the data. I think it should be taken with a pinch of salt, or you should be looking at it and not letting it guide you completely, because otherwise
not dictate to you.
Yeah,
guide but not dictate.
We've had people go, hey, Andy, I'm not going to come to the gym today. I'm going to cancel my session because my ring has told me not to. And I'm like, mate, this is what you need. Come to the gym, train, and your ring will go green. Trust me. Yeah.
So there's a lot of hype around the Whoop and the recovery and the data, and it does collate a lot of data, doesn't it? So because obviously you're wearing it and it manages your sleep and the rest, and sleep is important.
Massive.
It is, and it's really good for us as well to have a look at and to interpret. So if somebody's always wearing a smartwatch, if it's tracking their steps, or if they've got the Whoop, then it's something that we can look at and understand kind of where they're at with their current health and fitness. But we wouldn't take everything and just be like.
It's really good it's really good at picking up when you've been out and drinking. It will tell you that you're like heart rate variability is not great. You're in the red zone. It's also really good for menstrual cycle stuff and things like that. So when especially females coming in, we can tailor what we're going to do. Like maybe we're going to peel it back a little bit, or maybe we're going to push, or you can tweak it around how people are feeling so that they still get a good workout rather than it's just a cancellation thing.
Yeah, that's quite an important thing, isn't it? You're monitoring everything and you're making sure they're getting the right thing. So More Than Muscle on the website, social media, they can get hold of you. Right, I want to ask you, Nat, the one first, then I want to ask Andy. All right, that's the last question I'm going to ask you. What's the one piece of advice you'd give someone listening today about health and fitness? One piece of advice.
I would say don't think that you have to do everything by yourself
Okay.
all the time. Get a community around you, get people around you like in your corner, because there are going to be days that you're not motivated. Don't think that there won't be, because there are, and that helps.
Okay. You've had time to think now, Andy.
Yeah.
Mine's pretty simple. Find something you love. Like, no one's going to tell you what modality is the best. You know, some people like weights, some people like Pilates, some people like yoga. Find what you love. You know, we're in a society now where people need to move more. That's a given.
Yeah.
Let's start with that, and then go from there.
Well, thank you. Andy, Nat, thank you so much for coming in today. And if you want to find out more about training, coaching, or just getting started on a healthier lifestyle, morethanmuscle.co.uk for all the details. Is that right? I've got that right?
Yeah.
Helping people getting stronger, fitter, and general lifestyle thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's the whole thing. So, and you're local, you're based in Send.
Yeah.
But like you said, you're online as well. It's a more of a holistic view on everything, not just about going to the gym. Well, thank you very much for coming in. It's much appreciated.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.